SafeMusicList.com, royalty-free music for marketing and promotional videos. SafeMusicList.com, royalty-free music for marketing and promotional videos.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. So in today's video, me and Caitlin are both going to discuss our fitness journeys. So I'm going to start with mine first. Growing up, I played sports in high school. I did track and I played baseball. So I had that behind me. I was an athletic kid. I continued to run track into my college career, and fitness really wasn't a passion until my freshman year of college. Just kind of stem off that. My freshman year of college was a stressful year for me. Yes, it was the first time being away from home. Who isn't stressed out? But those other issues that I was dealing with. I had a lot of family issues. Since the day I was born, my dad was he was sick. He was diagnosed with a rare fungus on his right lung, which he would eventually get removed. So that was really hard for me growing up. Him in and out of the hospital when I'm going to baseball practice or going to track meets. It was very stressful. So, as you can imagine, when I went away to college, that's the last thing I want is to be away from him. So, while I was in college, he was diagnosed with skin cancer. So the skin cancer would eventually just spread to different parts of his body, and that was really stressful. That was awful. I mean, I didn't really want to think about that. I didn't want to get a call from my mom saying that he would pass away. I was just too stressed out. It was awful. So what I did was I used fitness to kind of just channel everything out. I was already a little bit into the gym from track. We were always lifting, so I kind of used the 1 to 2 hours as an outlet to get away from everything. Stop thinking about what's going to happen to him, or just stop thinking bad. So that helped me right there. When I graduated high school, I was about 120 pounds, so I was pretty damn skinny. So when I finally put on some muscle, I was pumped. I was like, wow, I actually could put on muscle. I actually don't look like a twig anymore. So, that was great. Everything was going well. When I graduated college, a couple months later, my dad would pass away. He passed away from skin cancer. He actually had lung cancer. So, that was awful. I was depressed for, the rest of 2015 going into 2016. And, that was a really hard year for both me and my mom and Caitlin. But I woke up one day and I was like, I need to stop feeling bad for myself. I need to stop with this pity. I don't want anyone to just look at me and feel bad for me. So right then and there, I decided that, I'm going to do a bodybuilding show. I'm going to do something that I never thought I could do. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. So in July of 2017, I competed in my first bodybuilding show, and this coming April, I'm going to compete in my second bodybuilding show. So I'm pretty excited for that. And, I owe all my motivation to my dad. I mean, he was a fighter. He fought for 22 years of my life. And if he could fight for 22 years of my life, I can fight and do everything as well. And I just want to make him proud. And the whole point of me sharing this story isn't to tell you about my issues or tell you just about my fitness journeys. I want to inspire everyone else. I want to inspire you. If you're going through something, do something about it. Don't feel bad for yourself. Don't look for pity. No one cares. You need to do this for yourself. So if my story can inspire at least one of you, that makes me happy. So thank you for watching, and Caitlin's gonna tell you her fitness story next.
Hey guys, so you just listened to Steven's fitness journey and how he got started, so now I'm going to share mine with you. So looking at me now, most people think that I was athletic or into sports when I was younger, but that's not the case. I was actually not athletic, nor did I really like sports. So when I was 5 years old, I started recreational gymnastics, and I found it to be really fun, so I continued it until I was about 11 years old. I did try soccer and softball, ballet, but those really weren't my things either. So when I was 13, I convinced my parents to let me try out for Pop Warner cheerleading, and I fell in love with that. I loved cheering on the sidelines of football games, and competition was fun too. So I stayed with Pop Warner from 8th grade, and then I did it again in 9th grade. And then sophomore year, I decided to try out for the varsity cheering team. So I stayed on Stoneham High's cheering team from sophomore year to senior year, and senior year I got voted as one of the captains. So I felt pretty accomplished when that happened. In fall of 2011, cheering did end for me. So I decided to really focus on academics because college was coming up the following fall. I thought about trying out for my college's cheerleading team, but it just didn't work out with my work schedule, so I couldn't do that. So I started out working out in my basement. I would train for about 30 to 45 minutes. I'd go on bike rides, runs, anything just to be a little physically active. In January 2014, I asked my parents if I could join the local Planet Fitness because I wanted to join a gym for my birthday. So they said yes. I signed up and I started researching on how to work out. I mean, I didn't really know how to use much of the equipment, so I just would look it up. But I ended up doing mostly cardio and abs because I didn't want to get too big or too bulky. You just want to get toned when you're a college female. So I fell in love with going to the gym and the feeling of working out and all the things that come along with that. I would spend about an hour a day there, and it was just something that I really enjoyed doing. So I ended up gaining the freshman 15, typical, which made me feel horrified. So I really wanted to lose the weight, and I know some of the weight gain I'd put on because I'd gone through a really bad breakup. So I just wanted to get rid of it. So that summer, 2014 to 2015, I did lose all the 15 pounds I had gained, and I gained some muscle mass. And from that point, I just never looked back. So I love the feeling of being in the gym. And then members and friends and family started reaching out to me and asking me how I lost the weight and if I could help them and share some advice or tips. That made me feel accomplished and really boosted my self-confidence. So during that summer, I moved from upstate New York back to the Boston area and got a job at the local Planet Fitness, where when you get a job there, you get a free membership. So I was like, yeah, this is pretty awesome. So I'm going to try to go to the gym as much as I could. I would go, and with my school schedule, it was a little hard to go every day, but I would go as often as I could. I just loved the feeling of how I felt after I completed a workout. So that summer of 2015, I met my now fiance, and he was a trainer there at the time, so I began asking him for advice and how he could help me better myself in the gym. So he gave me advice, we began working out together. I started meal prepping, and then I was gaining strength, I was gaining endurance, muscle mass, and it just felt really good. So every day I watched him do his job, and he just looked so happy and helped to motivate people and inspire them, and I realized that's something I wanted to do too. So from that point, I decided to change my career path. I did not go back to pharmacy school, and I transferred to Bridgewater State University that fall as a physical education exercise science major. I took a certification exam through the National Academy of Sports Medicine and passed that. So that was the best decision of my life. Changing my career path really made me feel like I had a purpose in life. So I now work as a trainer at Fitness Together, and I teach boot camp classes at Bridgewater State as well. So I'm not just a personal trainer, but I'm also a bikini competitor, and I competed in my first bodybuilding bikini show in July. I placed top 5 in both classes I competed in, and I felt really accomplished. So now I'm on track to compete again this upcoming April. A goal as not just a bodybuilder, but a trainer as well, is to inspire others to never give up. I want people to reach for their goals no matter how big or far out they seem, because you can achieve them. Some of my biggest advice for those out there looking to get into fitness or just, change your overall health is to take pictures, to take measurements. Do not be afraid to lift heavy weight. Eat a balanced diet, but don't be too restrictive. And just be happy, lift heavy, and change comes within you, so you have the power to change your own life. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it can inspire you.